Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. You guys, I'm sorry. I can't. Don't hate me. This is going to be my last recap of And Just Like That. Now, I say that, it's going to be my last one, I think. What I mean is I cannot do another episode of this. I am willing to talk about it when Samantha comes back, even if it's just for that scene. But I'm dropping out, and I'm sorry. I hate it. Don't hate me. Stick with me. Trust me. I'm just telling you, this one is so bad. It's so not funny. It's so not charming. There's not even little quirks I can make fun of on this one. It's just not anything. It's depressing to watch now. We don't even get fashion. Carrie's wearing a pirate hat. All they can do is stick her in shapeless, I don't know what this is. She's complaining, I don't want to be lumped in with a 70-year-old, but she insists on dressing like one. So I'm sorry. Some of the women at the party were more fashionable than Carrie. So no. I'm letting the pictures I took play in the background so you can see some of the shots from the episode, but I'm telling you, this episode sucked. The only interesting part to me, we had some cameos. We had Candice Bergen show up. We had, I'm looking back through my notes, Billy D. Williams show up. We had Oliver Hudson. But even all the cameos can't save this show. We had Steve. See, I'm not even talking about Steve. Steve's back. Justice for Steve. And I can't even get it up for Steve anymore, you know? I can't get excited because this show sucks. The writers aren't even trying this season. They're not. These are not storylines. This isn't a cohesive story at all. I felt like this one was just clips of uninteresting people with uninteresting, not even storylines, just things going on in their lives. Name one couple you care about. I can't. Definitely not Che and Miranda. I just don't. I don't care about Steve and Miranda. I care about Steve, but I don't care about Miranda. She turned into an awful person. Yeah, I can't even care about Harry and Charlotte. Let's talk about pelvic floor some more, right? I mean, that's what that was about. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to make this one more fun and more light. And this is my thank you to you all who have tuned in and wanted to watch the recaps. I still have so many of you asking. This one was late. I apologize. I just didn't want to do it. And I understand that, again, season 1 really helped the channel. And it was like cathartic to talk about with all of you. And I'll never forget that. And I'm not trying to just ditch it. It's not in my nature to leave things behind. Or leave. I'm not afraid of hard work or leaving things on the table, but this isn't fun. It's not funny. I'm ready to move on. I felt like this was just a bunch of different stories that were in no way tied together. I can walk you through it in case you didn't watch it. Carrie is upset because she ran into Enid and she thinks Enid wants her to work for her online magazine. And Enid says women our age. Enid is 70-something, whereas Carrie's 50-something. And Carrie spends the episode not wanting to be lumped in with a 70-something, and yet she insists, again, on dressing like this. So that's Carrie's storyline. Spoiler alert, it turns out Enid didn't even want that. She just wanted Carrie's money. She basically says at the end, Enid does to Carrie, now that Big died, I figured you came into more money. So can you give me $100,000? And Carrie's just like, oh yeah, let me get my checkbook. What? What in the world? Okay. She doesn't believe in the magazine. Seema is telling her this magazine is a terrible idea. It's called Alive. It's Vivant. It's French, but it's apparently it means alive. And Seema even says if you have to have a magazine that tells you you're alive, then you got big problems. Yeah, same. Oh my God, you guys. Charlotte's whole storyline with Harry this time is that, and I have to leave it on this picture because I can't show you what's going on. And I can't even talk about it, but it has to do with when Harry finishes, it just goes, if that makes any sense. Instead of actually finishing. That was their storyline. So they had to do workouts to get to get him to, finish correctly. Wish I was making that up. I'm not. At least the dog's cute to look at. Miranda is just a sad caricature of her. She's not herself. She's had a lobotomy. She still is fangirling out every time. I'm sorry, the pictures don't match. You just have to go with me on this. She's fangirling out every time that Che, there you go, there's the face, that Che texts. If Che texts, Miranda's like, ooh. I'm sorry. I just think if you're in a stable relationship, I know it's exciting at the beginning, but when you're in a stable relationship, that's not your reaction every time. Yeah, sure, it feels nice, but you're not acting like a groupie. That doesn't, to me, again, that doesn't signify a stable relationship. Miranda is a high school kid at this point. It's bizarre. Her storyline this time is that Brady, she's sleeping on the couch at Steve's. Well, I guess it's their former shared home. Steve is upstairs in the bedroom boxing. Steve looked good, by the way. Brady is sleeping. I don't care about Brady. I don't. They have therapy, family therapy at 1. Again, Che texts Miranda, fangirl. That's what I have in my notes. LTW and her husband, don't really care about them either. Their whole thing is their anniversary. But I'm telling you, the writing is so bad. If you watched the episode, if you didn't, I'll fill you in. But if you did, you saw it coming. Because they talk about their 20th anniversary party. And they say like 3 times, he says, don't worry, honey, you're working hard. I'll handle the invites. Guess what, guys? The invites don't get handled. Wah, wah. I mean, the laziest writing ever, right? Is it not the worst writing ever? It's so stupid. What else? Charlotte's thing this time, she ends up going to the party. Well, Charlotte and Harry both do. The anniversary party where the invites weren't sent. Oh, no. And LTW, you guys, LTW invited some people. So a couple people were there, but mostly nobody showed up. LTW forgot to get the cake. Wah, wah. They each messed up their own party. What does this mean? Who cares? We don't care. We're not invested in these people. So how can we care if their anniversary party is messed up? Do you care? I don't. But Charlotte starts talking to, I have his name written down. Hang on. It's right here. Mark Kasabian. And I wasn't clear if he was an artist or a gallerist, but he seemed to have his own place now. And he invites Charlotte to come work for him. So Charlotte's like, I don't know, maybe, we'll see. So thus launching what I assume is a path for Charlotte's career, which I'm for. I mean, she loved her job before, so why not? Again, they just don't make us want to care about these characters anymore. I've lost the will to recap. So it's a strange storyline with this one, Lyle. And what's funny is I got a million comments saying, oh, you got to recap this one. Che is the worst in this one. She got even worse. I'm telling you, honestly, I don't think so. I think she stays this bad all the time. She doesn't give a crap about Miranda. I'll tell you what happened in case you didn't watch it. Okay. So Lyle, played by Oliver Hudson, at least he's fun to look at, right? Played by Oliver Hudson. Okay. He and Carrie, I don't know, are hanging out talking. Che and Miranda are insufferable. They go into the bedroom and they're acting like this with Carrie right out. I mean, it's just so weird. Carrie's like, I can only stay for 1 drink. So what are they going to knock it out real fast? Like the 1 drink. But, so we find out, so Lyle and Che were married for, I think they said 2 years, but then they ended up taking on a girlfriend. Lyle says it was not his idea. It was Che's way of expressing herself. I don't know, something like that. Who cares? Who cares? Again, more people that we're just introduced to, they were it's such lazy writing. We're supposed to just care about all of a sudden. I don't. I really don't. They don't make us want to care about these people. Che is insufferable and not likable at all. But there's the weirdest scene ever, which we come up on, which is Che and all right, the couch breaks. Oh no. So Lyle's sleeping in Che's bed. Oh no, he just happened to pass out there. So Che's like, well, I'm tired too. I'm asleep in this bed too. And Miranda's like, I'm tired too. Seriously, they're writing on this thing. So they all three just sleep in the bed. And guess what? Che wakes up and gets frisky with Miranda. Well, you won't believe it. Lyle starts to join in. You guys, I can't. I just can't. Che's all for it. Miranda's not into it. So Che's like, okay. So they go out to the couch. And that's that. Are we supposed to like Lyle? Are we supposed to think, oh, Che's into messing around on Miranda? What are we supposed to feel about this? Because I'll tell you, I don't care. I don't care. Like, at this point, I think Miranda's so awful. I actually hope Che cheats on Miranda. I do. I hope Che and Lyle hook back up. I don't know. They're acting like we the viewers are the weirdos because we don't know. You know what I mean? Like we don't care about these people because they're not interesting or fun or funny or likable, right? They're just not. Let's see here. They have a whole conversation about, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it. It's just stupid. The whole thing's stupid. Again, Marcus Abian asked Charlotte to work for him. No invites, no cake. These are literally my notes. All I could think of with this scene is Batman. Why? Because it's more interesting than this. And in the original Michael Keaton Batman, he sat at the other end of this really long table when he was having dinner with Vicky. See? That's the most interesting thing I could say about this episode. That's what I thought about. What was it? Charlotte okay. Kristen Davis has had so much done that she can't even form her words correctly. I don't understand what she's saying some of the times. She says words in a very strange way now. And she shoos Harry to go sit with, I think the lady was LTW's mother. She just seemed like sour. And even Harry was like, thanks a lot. And Charlotte's like, bye-bye. I mean, again, it's just shit writing. So we can have this scene with Charlotte where she pretends to be like, I don't know what to do about my career. What about my kids? You know? Oh my God. Let's see. Che, Miranda, we talked about that. Che was willing to keep the threesome going. Miranda was not. They end up on the couch. Okay. And then the episode ends with Carrie at an Enid event. Gloria Steinem is there. So if you're one of my people who I love so much that follows the Harry and Meghan stuff, there's so many crossovers from Harry and Meghan because there's Gloria Steinem. I kept waiting for Meghan to pop up and eye blink the camera. Seriously, that's the only thing that would make this thing worse. Jeez. And then, like I say, Enid asks Carrie for $100,000. And Carrie's like, okay, I don't believe in your magazine. You didn't trust me to write for it, but sure, here's $100,000. Here you go. No problem. There's so many characters in this episode. The only one I'm not even halfway, I'm a little bit intrigued with is Seema. She didn't get a storyline this week. I couldn't tell you what she's doing. I'm sure they said, but I gave up the will to write down notes anymore. Again, here's Carrie pretending like, why would they lump me in with 70-year-olds? And I point to you, who's more chicly dressed, Carrie or anybody else at that party? It's not Carrie. Yeah. And so Carrie's like, yeah, let me get my checkbook. Ha ha ha. And Enid's like, I take PayPal. And just like that, Ingrid and I became PayPals. And that's how the episode ends. There's Bitsy Von Muffling, but that's how the episode ends. Oh yeah, Carrie got a D pick too, by the way. Who ended up being... I even forgot. Was it Bitsy's... It ended up being... Was it Bitsy's boyfriend? I think it was. The guy that Bitsy was seeing, she recognized his D. It may have been Ingrid's. I don't care. I don't. This episode blew. These writers gave up. Michael Patrick King is the worst. Continues to be the worst. Again, the first season was like controversial and horrible, but it was like funny bad. This is just bad. They're just collecting paychecks at this point, and Sarah Jessica Parker is just as guilty as everybody else because she's executive producer. So, yeah. So I'm sorry. Don't hate me. I love you all, and I truly hope you'll stick with me. And I'll tell you this. And this is such a weird sentence because I just am not this person, but I'm telling you, I'm much funnier in the other things I talk about because I can't be funny in this. It's not funny. It's not fun or interesting or funny. It's not anything. So if you want to have some laughs with me, please stick around. Watch my other stuff. If you're done with the show too, let me know that. And if you're mad at me about stopping recapping, I can only apologize and tell you I appreciate you being with me. Again, I'm willing to drop in when Samantha makes her cameo. Possibly Aiden, but I don't know. I will end this on an interesting note. I had somebody, let's see, it was on Patreon, send me a blind item that said Sarah Jessica Parker can't stand John Corbett. I wonder if that's true. I don't know. John Corbett, I don't know really anything about him except for, isn't it his partner Bo Derek? I mean, he seems like a nice guy from what I could tell. I loved him on Northern Exposure. Have not heard great things behind the scenes about Sarah Jessica, but if that's anything to go by. But, who knows? Maybe they just had weird friction, but I do wonder if that's true. Well, I can tell you this. If you want the fun to continue for, Sex and the City, I do recap the original series. They're on Patreon, $5 a month. I'm up to season 6 right now. You could sign up and binge listen to as many as I've put out, and and I'll keep putting them out. I'm not stopping that. I'm stopping this because I was in a funk all day last time I watched this, and now here I am again, and it's not worth it. And again, it's not even like fun or funny. And I hear you when you say, you like my recaps. I appreciate that. And honestly, that's why I made this one, because I didn't want to just leave you hanging. I wanted to tell you where my head's at, and it's not good. But and I also hear you, a lot of people saying, are you going to do the podcast? I can't. I cannot take on an extra second of this bull crap. I can't do it. It's horrible. And what's funny is if you go on, and Just Like That has been tweeting things out, trying to get people interested in the show, and the comments, minus maybe 2, I'm assuming writers or something, writing, oh, this is great. Everybody else is like, this is awful. Like, get rid of Che, get rid of Miranda. Who are all these people? That seems to be the consensus. And so I don't think the cheese stands alone here. I can't imagine that people are feeling super good about this season. But definitely let me know your comments on this one. I just want to thank you all for sticking with me. Again, this is not goodbye. I will continue to be here talking. I'm obsessed with royal family. I want to move into pop culture stuff. That's definitely something I'm looking at. I'm fascinated with this Colleen Ballinger stuff. Have you guys kept up with that? Do you know who I'm talking about? I thought about making a video on that, but that one's pretty in-depth and it goes into some dark places. So I just wondered if anybody had followed that drama. Anyway, guys, I love me some Samantha. Justice for Steve. I still love watching the original series. And again, I'm still recapping that over on Patreon, so check that out. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I actually feel like a weight is lifted just giving myself permission to stop this show, because it's just not like me to quit something, but I just can't do it anymore. It's just not anything. But what I'm not quitting is you all. I still release 1 million videos a day, and I still will. So thank you again. If you're just here for my recaps on this, I appreciate you. I do encourage you to stick with me, but I get it. And I appreciate everybody who just watched this because you like my Harry and Meghan stuff. I can't tell you how much that means. I can give you some advice and say, please don't watch it Just Like That. It's not worth it. It's not good. Hopefully I just saved you hours of your life that you'll never get back, because I want mine back. And if by any chance there are any members of my Drunk Goose Club here, I would just like to say a warm honk honk. Thank you for being here. I'm wrapping my feathers around you. And this show can flock off. It can get the flock out of here. Guys, thank you for everything. Again, I can't wait to bring you more stuff that's not this. And I will talk to you again very soon. So check back lots. Take care. Bye-bye.